This Pondercast is brought to you by you. We are powered by listeners through Patreon. Please consider a monthly donation at patreon.com/Pondercast. Let's grow this together. Hi, I'm Lori Brown. Let's Pondercast. You know how some of the best things that happen to you feel like they always happen on edges? You're on the edge of something. You're just slightly out of your comfort zone, and you don't know what to expect, and you don't know what you're going to do next. And isn't that when some of the best things ever happen, is when you're feeling on an edge? And when I look at Yellowknife on a map, it doesn't look like an edge. It looks like it's in a middle. It's on a big lake, yeah, but it looks like it's in the middle of the country. And then you get here, and you feel like you're on an edge. And that whole idea that I've got thinking about Canada from east to west disappears, and all of a sudden I'm thinking about being in a place where all I'm thinking about is north-south. It is messing with my mind. It is an edge up here. And I have a feeling that you think that you are on some kind of an edge. And I have a feeling that some of you are here exactly for that reason, that you want to be on that edge. And then being on a stage, too. Oh, that puts you on an edge, for sure. And so where are we? We are so grateful to be standing here on Yellowknife's traditional Dene territory. But we are actually standing on ice and snow because we are on the frozen Great Slave Lake in the harbor around Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, in a snow castle, in a very large snow castle. And we are broadcasting live. And this is to our Patreon supporters, people who support Pondercast. They are watching from wherever they are right now, wishing they were here. So please, can we say hello to all the people that are watching on YouTube right now? Give them a Yellowknife welcome. And this is Joshua Van Tassel, the Pondercast Music Man. And he is definitely feeling on an edge tonight because he's playing instruments that he only saw yesterday afternoon. And so it has been, we've had our eyes wide open ever since we got here. And this idea of ice instruments came about through a suggestion from Jana, and then Ryan McCord said, yeah, I can do that. Ryan, where are you? We need to speak with you. Come on up here. This mic just froze on the lectern that you built me. Here, that's for you.
Great, thank you. No, I'm on edge.
So, is there an easy way for you to, first of all, explain about the snow castle itself and just how big is it? Because we're standing in one room, but it is huge.
Yeah, this room has a capacity of about 200 to 250 people, somewhere in that area. And then beyond that, there's a courtyard that could probably hold quite a bit more than that. It's probably 4 times as big as this. This area is covered and it's heated at night, like right now. Out in the courtyard, we've got slides. We have a Northern Lights viewing platform up high. And this has been going on for 23 years. It's Snow King's original idea, and he's sort of gathered all these talented people around him who want to do this and every year create this project on the bay here.
And these instruments that you've created for us, what is this instrument that Joshua is playing?
Well, we're going to call that one an isophone because basically it's a xylophone, but it's made almost completely out of ice. It's got 6 ice keys on it, and it's got a resonator below that that's made out of one solid chunk of ice that I would estimate weighed about 400 pounds when we took it out of the lake, but somewhat less than that now that it's been carved down to be. It's kind of the shape of an aquarium, and it's got these keys resting across the top, and then it's got a couple legs down below that.
What does it sound like, Joshua? So Joshua's going to be playing that and manipulating that through pedals. And what else have we got here? What's this thing behind me?
Well, behind you, there's this set of ice chimes. It looks like it's a little bit taller than you are, the sort of centerpiece that holds it all up, and it's got a couple horizontal arms sticking out with some hanging pieces of ice that have a certain resonance to them when you tap them.
Okay. To officially declare this Pondercast open, Ryan, you get to play the trumpet of love that you have built.
And this is the part I'm really on edge about. Are there any trumpeters in the house?
Honestly. Okay. Yeah? You can need to take a go at it.
It's heavy. It's heavy and it's slippery a little bit.
Ryan McCord! Thank you. Okay. Now you got to make something out of that. So, we're going to start on this journey, and I'm going to set the mood for some snow instrument music. We are in this snow globe, and we are surrounded by snow and ice under our feet. But it's not just out there that the snow is. We carry snow deep inside of us, inside our warm bones, inside our beating hearts. That's where the snow we remember lives. The snow forts, the snow castles, the snow caves, the snow tunnels, the icy rivers we could skate away on. Those are sweet winter memories. How much quiet, how much snow, how much cold. Every year we fall back into our winter mind, and we rest there, turning inward, winter thoughts. Our world shrinks, snow, cold, dark, it changes us all. You return to this snow castle every year. This is what, 23 years of this snow castle, and I bet there were a lot of smaller snow castles before that. We humans are so funny. We either seem to want everything to stay exactly the same, or we want everything to be brand new. It seems we have these two ways of being. What do we want to stay the same? The family home, the family cottage, your favorite landscape, that landscape that says home to you, the one that if I say picture that in your mind's eye, you can close your eye and you can see it. If anything changed in that landscape, it would be devastating. But maybe home is not really a place. Maybe it is actually a condition that we all have. Maybe it is actually the bond with your family, that is what feels like home. The place you go where people really know you. The place you go that if you have a broken heart, you know that if you can get around those people, it might heal just like this much faster if you can be around those people. Or maybe home for you, you can feel it in a smell. Smell triggers our deepest memories. Have you had that experience? My grandparents have been gone for a very long time, as is their house in Nova Scotia. It's been gone. And yet, a little while ago, I got into a cab in Toronto, and it was my grandmother's kitchen. Now that's alarming, really, that a cab could smell like my grandmother's kitchen. But she had a kitchen stove that burned oil. So it's that smell of oil in a kitchen plus ivory soap. She would wash her dishes in a sink and she'd just throw a bar of ivory soap in there. And it's the combination of those two things. I was transfixed in the back of this cab, suddenly transported to my grandmother's kitchen, and it all happens in a smell. Now, those are the things that you want to stay the same. But how about those things that you'd like to change? Well, some of us don't have that bond with family. So that's one thing you'd like to change. But it doesn't matter whether you have a family that is cracked and crazy or really dependable and strong. We all lean on that idea of family, and we lean on it when we get shaky, and that's why we don't want that stuff to change, because we depend on those things. But the other you, on the other side, the stuff you want to get changed, it's because you are a neophiliac. Sounds kinky, doesn't it? It actually means that you love novelty. You have a real attraction to novelty, and we all have some of that. It's our culture thrives on that. Our economy thrives on that. That they know that we are always going to be constantly searching for something new, something we haven't had before. If we stifled that impulse for neophilia, the economy would collapse. The free market would go down. There would be economic ruin. Capitalism would be over. And then we could try something new. Wouldn't that be nice? But how much neophilia is enough and how much is too much? If you have teenage children, you probably know when there's too much of seeking novelty involved, because teenage kids have that a lot. But we're going to do a very unscientific test right here in the room, and we're going to find out just how many neophiliacs we have in the room. And this comes in 4 different questions. First, we're going to test your exploratory excitability. Okay, put up your hand if you always are ready to experience some new situation. If you find that highly rewarding, a brand new situation, put your hand up. Right on. Okay, if that's not you, do you like to stick to the tried and true? Like even if it knows you're going to miss out on an opportunity, you'd rather stick to the tried and true? Who's that? One dude? Okay. I got my eye on you. We'll see how you do in this next one. So, okay, lots of neophilia running around there. Impulsiveness is the next test. You make decisions quickly without really considering all the consequences. Is that you? Now, I have to say, if you're standing next to someone that you know really well and they should have their hand up, you totally have my permission to take the hand and just throw it right up there. If that is not you, do you always think before you make a decision? Do you actually reflect on all the pros and cons? Who's that? Okay, so we're balanced out here. We're balanced out. Balance, I hear, is a good thing. Number 3, extravagance. Are you ready to spend money to obtain rewards you desire? Okay. Or are you reserved, and do you like to hold out on the spending? Take a step back. I think that's actually more hold out than neophiliacs here. Okay, the last one is, strangely, disorderliness. Are you spontaneous? Do you not like to be hemmed in by rules? Yeah. This could be just Yellowknife, I'm not sure. Or are you very regimented and you like to stick to a routine? Okay. I think actually there are a few more neophiliacs in here than there are on the other side of that. 60-40. We got a few novelty seekers in the crowd. That's great. Great for the economy. This is really good. But there is a downside. It turns out that people who are really strong neophiliacs, they are prone to drinking a lot. Now, strangely, that desire for that something new thing, that novelty thing, very easily slides into a constant search for an altered state. Hello, alcohol. I get that, because how many times are you just thinking, like, if these same old thoughts are going through my head anymore, I'm going to go crazy. I don't want to be the same old me. I want to be something different. And particularly on a Saturday night, when you want to try on being someone different, alcohol is right there to help you on your way. We are all aching for transformation, any way we can get it. But I wonder, if you could somehow take out all those old patterns and old worries and old voices in your head. I wonder if actually the appeal of alcohol would be any different if those things weren't in your head. It is hard to change the same old monologue that is happening up in here. And we hate to get stuck there. We hate to get stuck on stuck. Same old, been there, done that. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Stuck in a moment. Stuck on stuck. 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 Stuck on We're stuck on winter. It keeps coming back. In Toronto, right about now, this is called the black snow period, right? Where the snow that's left is just black, and it is filthy, and there's garbage in the streets. It is the dregs of winter, and it's really awful, and it brings on a condition that I think of in Toronto. I just get shack-wacky. But I think I'm probably in front of people who have a million words for this condition. What do you call it? Cabin fever, bush fever, temporary insanity? Yeah? What? Cozy? Holy Shrek? I have a feeling that some of that cabin fever that energy may be pushed into the building of this snow castle. Might I be right with that? That there's a little bit of that winter energy in this? Yeah? But you guys have something to counter-effect winter that I don't get where I live. And that's the Northern Lights. Holy smokes. Do they ever get old? I'm so happy you said that. You don't ever stop looking? Right on. They always move. Up until last night, I had never seen the Northern Lights. And so I'd always thought about Northern Lights, seeing Northern Lights. I thought it must be just like an orgasm. You know, slightly surprising, always welcome. You know, the experience that feels new every time. Yes, exactly. Like an orgasm. The Northern Lights are like that. But I think Northern Lights would make you saner. Because at any time when you are able to concentrate on something that is way greater than you are, you have a chance at being grounded. Just a chance to get out of your head and think about something else. The first time I saw them last night, I was walking out on the ice here by the snow castle, and I looked up, and there they were, and I heard, "Take me home, country road, to the place I belong." That's what was going on in the snow castle. I will forever think of that freaking piece of music every time I think of Northern Lights. It is not fair. It is not fair. Not fair. But in finally seeing them, I get to have these experiences and descriptions of what they looked like. And there wasn't much color. They were just sort of white. And I was looking, and they looked exactly to me like the glazed icing on a Tim Hortons cinnamon bun, moving and shifting. Or then it moved into something that looked exactly like those ribbon Christmas candies that my grandmother used to have. There was a ribbon in the sky, and it turned into this curtain. It was like a curtain. What was on the other side of this curtain? What was being shielded from me? What is separating me from that? And they looked so alive. And the fact that there is no sound to these Northern Lights seems so strange, that you have this silent dance that is going on above you. The Northern Lights need music. Well, you've told me that they never get old, the Northern Lights. Does the snow castle ever get old? I have been smiling since I looked at your website the first time after I talked to Jana. It is so amazing. And what you have here is a classic case of deep play. Now, deep play is categorized by these traits: wild enthusiasm, rapt attention and focus, exuberance, and experimentation. Oh my God, that's exactly like great sex. No, wild enthusiasm, rapt attention and focus, exuberance, and experimentation. Okay, seriously, you've got some heavy shit, deep play stuff going on here in this castle. But what do you get from working on a project like this and having this place here on the ice, Great Slave Lake? But you know what? It's through deep play that you actually change yourself. Deep play puts you in an altered state without alcohol. And actually, judging from the number of chainsaws that I saw going on here, I really hope there wasn't a lot of alcohol going on with that. Deep play is deep attention. It's being absorbed, it's being engrossed, it's being fascinated, it is being carried away. And anything that we do that involves that kind of attention, it actually changes our brains. Our capacity for concentration, it grows. We expand our inner boundaries. Our edges get further out and further out and further out. And it lifts our spirits and it makes life worth living. And that deep play is what it's all about. This castle, actually though, when I think about it, the castle is not the art. The people that make it are the art. They have taken play to transcendent heights. They are working in the world of wonder. You know, Socrates would be so grooving about what you're doing here, because he said wonder is the beginnings of wisdom. It always starts with wonder. And Stephen Hawking, who just died, when he was trying to sum up about what was important about the way he looked at the world and what people should know about him, he said, try to make sense of what you see and hold on to that childlike wonder. And Einstein, he said the same thing. He said that wonderment was at the center of everything he did. Like, those two guys could have added math skills there, you know? But they didn't. When asked to sum up what their work was about, they said it was a sense of wonder. When Einstein was 5 or 6, his dad gave him a compass, and he had it in his hand, and he said, I can completely remember that total feeling of wonderment that came over him. And he said it made him realize that something deeply hidden had to be behind things when he was looking at this compass. There is nothing better than wonder. And have you had one of those moments, an Einstein moment, without the math? Like, maybe it was with a compass, maybe it was with a magnet, maybe it was when you were playing with matches. Like, all of a sudden, whoa, the world is crazy. This is nuts. This is fantastic. I have discovered something brilliant. I was 5 years old, and I was running on the front lawn of our apartment building in Scarborough, Ontario. And it was March, and it was super windy. I had never been outside in a wind like this, and I could feel it pushing at my back. And I was running up and down and running up and down and feeling the wind behind me and leaping and running, and so convinced that if I could just run a little faster, if I could just jump a little higher, that I would take off, that I would be flying, and that wonder would take me away. Wonder speaks to our hunger to be moved, to be captivated. Oh, how we want to be totally engaged with our world. We want to dream big possibilities. We want to dream big impossibilities. We want to find fascination in our surroundings again. We had it as kids, whether it was a bug or a puddle or a kite or the wonder of Jell-O. We had wonder as kids. And then you kind of lose it as an adult when life gets in the way. One of the best things about having kids is that you get to remember wonder again. And the greatest joys as a parent is being able to lead your child to wonder, to have them experience something that you know is going to blow their mind, like swimming in the ocean for the first time, or ice cream for the first time, or putting a puppy in their lap, or wrapping up kids and sitting with them on a porch late at night in the middle of the night and watching a thunder and lightning storm. We have to teach our children about wonder, about how to make it, how to find it, where to find it, because they will need it when they grow up. And to do that, though, you gotta be on the lookout for wonder killers. They are everywhere. You probably know a few people that can suck the wonder out of anything at any given moment. But in fact, probably the biggest wonder killer that we've got exists inside our own heads. You know, there is a voice in your head. Who is that voice anyways? Have you figured out who it is? Is it someone you know that is speaking in your head, or is it you? You know, the voice that says, well, that's dumb. You can't do that. That can't be done. Oh, somebody's probably done that before. No, that's too much work. Those
Thanks
voices.
for listening to Podcast.
That voice that crowds
Take the trip to
almost
Ponderville
every waking
become
moment you've
supporter.
got. And
Go to
then, if it doesn't feel like it's got enough airtime,
patreon.com/Pondercast.
it wakes you up in
And
the middle of the
let's
night
make
to bitch at you a
podcasts
little
together.
more. And that's when it gets really awful, right? That is a wonder killer. In a head filled with self-criticism, there is no room for wonder. So how do you build space for wonder in your life? How do you give it a little room? Actual space helps to actually increase the amount of space around you. In the city, I find if I can just get to a place where I can focus far away, it does wonders. Change where you look, up or down. Down is up. If you look down with the same kind of awesomeness you think when you look up at the stars and the northern lights, what do you see? Wonder killer, 14-year-old daughter up at the family cottage who doesn't want to be at the family cottage. Hadley, let's go for a walk. Why do we want to go for a walk? I don't want to go for a walk. Well, it's outside, it's the cottage. Walks are stupid. You just end up in the same place. We're going for a walk. And there I am doing my parental thing, looking down with wonder. Oh, look at these mushrooms. They're orange and yellow, moving oh, look over here. There's some very interesting animal shit. Who do you think shit that? And she's about 20 yards down in the woods with her hands on her hips like this. I affectionately call this bitch wings. And she's standing there tapping her toe and saying, can we go, can we go, can we go? Wonder killer. That's all I can say. Now, the beautiful thing is that she's now full of wonder and knows how to find wonder on her own. But man, at 14, at a cottage that you don't want to be at, don't go there, wonder killer. But the thing that is worse than that, the thing that really kills wonder, is the opposite of wonder. And what is that? Is it disgust? What would be the opposite? Repulsion? I think, what was that? Yeah, I would think complacent or indifference is what I would say. That just destroys it. But even worse than that, let's go to the bottom of the barrel here. I would say depression. I think depression is even worse because indifference just leaves you flat. But depression means that you can be out looking at a full moon, looking at the northern lights, and feel the ache of what you've lost. and feel the grief of that. And you have to turn away from beautiful things because they are breaking your heart because you know you've lost them. So I think depression is probably the absolute worst. Walking through life with a well-developed sense of wonder opens you up to higher knowledge, to beyond what you know. Imagination gets you there, and it gets you to your higher self, your true self, where the artist in you can breathe, where playfulness changes everything. Take wonder beyond your walls here. Take the wonder that is in here and inject it into your normal life, your regular life. The snow castle is your portal. This is the place of goodness and creativity, of awe and wonder. This is the place where it is created and you can just take it and move it out into your life. So you are leading the charge here in Yellowknife to a renaissance of wonder, and the world really needs this renaissance of wonder. You take play to transcendental heights, and so I think we need to make you all agents of wonder. And I have just the thing to do it. This is the mighty crystal sword of wonder, and I call your first agent of wonder, Mr. Ryan McCord, Joe Snow. He is coming from his snow booth, from his vaulted VIP position. I gotta get onto the mic here. Do you accept this accolade of Agent of Wonder?
Sure.
You do?
For you, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a knee, Ryan.
Which one?
Just go down on one knee, it doesn't matter.
Listen,
Okay. All right.
I didn't get a heads up about this one.
Do you swear by all that you know that is holy and true and sacred, that you will uphold and defend the magic of wonder here in Yellowknife and wherever you may travel?
Yes, I do.
I knight you, Sir Ryan McCord, Sir Joe Snow, Agent of Wonder. Rise and greet your people. And now, by virtue that you have all shown up here tonight in this snow castle, I think I should also knight you all agents of wonder. Take a knee. This is the mighty crystal sword of wonder. Do you promise by all that you hold sacred, holy, and true to uphold and defend the magical power of wonder wherever you may go here in Yellowknife or wherever you may go in this world? You do? I knight you all, Agents of Wonder, Yellowknife. Rise, Agents of Wonder, and prepare to go out into the castle with me on a wonder walk. Are you ready for that? Thank you so much, Yellowknife. You have been so fantastic. Thank you. Joshua Van Tassel. Okay, I'll get my wonder gear and we'll head out into the castle. Thanks for listening to Pondercast. Take the trip to Ponderville and become a supporter. Go to patreon.com/Pondercast and let's make podcasts together.